in our own family, we also love food. We also love family time. But I also feel like we went through this phase where because I used to think, oh man, if we're gonna have dinner together, it means this whole thing, like and setting the table, a napkin, or whatever. I used to want to have that regularly, like every night. And then I realized, partly because I had to, we have this unique lifestyle and it's often crazy sometimes, and we're going here and there and everywhere, that we could still have the together time without all of that other formality. Now, I love to have the formality, but I make that less often because of the amount of, really, it's just the amount of work required. So, and in fact, our family has now become notorious for this within my extended family, where we will stand around the kitchen island and eat. And we're hanging out, we're talking, and we're laughing, but it's like the most casual thing ever. And we're literally we throw a bunch of snacks on the counter, and we're all just like whatever, and having a great time and bonding, but there's nothing formal about it. It's just completely relaxed. Like, and we would never say, we don't even know if we call it anything, except we're like, hey, we're eating, guys. And so we're achieving the higher purpose goal that we want, which is spending that time together, connecting, talking about things, like all of that is happening. But the formality of sitting at a table is not always there. Now, sometimes it is. Usually for us, it's breakfast. But I realized at one point along our life journey that I'm like, yeah, it doesn't have to be that image in my head of what I imagined it had to look like. I remember reading something sometime where this mom was like, I realized I wasn't that mom. Like, I wasn't that person, and I didn't have to try to be that person. I could get what I wanted from that experience, but it could look different. So that's another aspect of it, is like try to see, and for me, when I'm trying to be intentional about a family culture, like creating a certain culture that I want, it rarely works to like totally rip out everything and do something brand new. I always try to go with what's already working, like what's already happening. First, see the positive in it that's already there, and then see how can I enhance or add to this? What could I do to make this, a little more special or a little more in line with what I actually want? So I really start with what's already there and try to guide and prune that, rather than like
tactfully morphing it.
doing this instead, because that doesn't work as well all the time. I just started paying attention to when my family was there eating. And then I purposely stopped what I was doing, because like they're there, as opposed to when I'm done with my thing, then trying to force everyone, hey guys, come in the kitchen. Guys, come in, we're doing dinner. No, I do it the other way around. I'm like, oh, everybody's in the kitchen, I'm going in there now, right? Because I can come back to what I'm doing later. But if they're already there, that's the perfect time to just go and enjoy it. In fact, we did a podcast episode about this, because we've gotten questions similar to this before, of like, well, how do I actually enjoy spending time with my kids or spending time with my family? Like, how do we make that enjoyable? Because for some people, I know it seems like they have this idea of what family time is, and it's forcing yourself to play a board game, waiting for it to be over so you can go do whatever it is you want to do, right? And so in that podcast, and I think that this is applicable here, you really have to think about, like, what is it he wants to do? What are his things? What would he like to do? And then be like, hey, can we do that with you? Can we join? I want to try. Could you teach me? Like, and so the same idea, you're like flowing along with wherever he's already going and trying to maybe it's working out, or maybe it's fishing. I don't know, whatever. Like, whatever his thing is, see how you can, like, hey, I want to learn. I want to be a part of it, right? And so you kind of sneak in that back door of like, oh, these are things you're doing. Yeah, we're gonna do it too. And then we turn it into family time without using that word.